In this video, I'm going to explain the 3 ways you can get started investing in real estate with no money down. I know you've seen the infomercials, you've seen all the videos. A lot of people claim that it can't be done, that's impossible, and a lot of people claim they can. Well, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that I have done myself and I have taught other investors, and I know you can do it too. So do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to this channel and like this page or like this video, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Number 1, we're going to talk about rent to own or lease options. This is a easier way to get into real estate investing, and what happens is you are agreeing to purchase a property, and you're agreeing to purchase the property at a certain price, and you're going to close on it, pay them in full at a later date. It can be agreed upon. It can be 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. It can be anything that you agree on, and it can be for any price. The reason this benefits you is because I can get a locked-in price on a property and say I'm holding it for 5 years before the balloon comes due. Before it comes due, I can hold it for 5 years, and hopefully appreciation, which usually appreciation does happen year over year. Even in the bad years, we come out of it. So 5 years of good appreciation, we've increased the value of the property. I have a good tenant in there. So I have a good tenant in there. They are paying the mortgage down. They are paying the fees to the seller, the one that's holding the property. I'm able to take that money, improve the property. The reason it benefits the seller is a lot of times people get into real estate investing thinking that they are going to get into real estate investing and it is going to be amazing. They're going to make cash flow. It's going to be month over month. They're just going to continue to improve the property. But in all actuality, things break, insurances need to be paid, repairs, new roof, HVACs, all these things that can go wrong has to happen. So in their mind, the cash flow they were going to receive is no longer happening, and they're probably paying someone to manage the property. So as in life, you are paid in direct proportion to the problems you solve. So you can come into this property, take it off his hands. He still makes monthly money, which is his goal of investing. But now you don't have to deal with the problems, you don't have to deal with the headaches, and he does nothing but get paid. And with a promise of 3 to 5 years, agreed upon terms, that you're going to close on the property. So you come in, you take over this property, you improve the property, you put a good tenant in there, and you take care of the tenant. While it's going on, they're paying down the debt, because you can agree the debt too. As I'm paying, say I'm paying $1,000 a month, I agree that $800 goes to the owner for interest, $200 comes off of the amount that I owe him, the principal. And that is one way to get started. Number 2, hard money lenders and private lenders. And because the first option I gave you is a little more trickier to find, a little more difficult, but it can be found. Number 2 is I find a property and I have interest in purchasing the property. I can make the numbers work if I'm trying to rent it or if I'm trying to sell it, whatever my goal is. If you're unsure about any of that, I did a video last week explaining real estate investing for beginners. Make sure and check that out. It's been getting a lot of great comments. So you can come in, find the property, and I have people who have the money, who's going to loan me the money in an agreed upon term. I'm going to pay 8%, 10%, 12%, whatever they agree. So I borrow the $100,000 to buy the property, or whatever the price is, and I pay them every month. I pay them their percentages. If they're 10%, I pay the 10% interest. I pay that monthly. I get a tenant in there that pays me more than that, hopefully. So if I've got a $1,000 payment that I am paying the hard money lender, and I am renting it for $1,400, that I have $400 that I can keep. I need to put into an account in case something goes wrong, in case something happens. If I'm paying that, most of the time, hard money lenders, you're paying interest only. So you're just paying the interest, you're paying nothing for the principal. And I say you're holding it for 2 years, or let's say 2 years. So for 2 years, you're paying interest on that property, and hopefully you've improved the property. You took the cash flow that you've made to improve the property. So as the property improves, when your term comes due, you go to the bank and ask them to refinance it. So they come in, they do an evaluation, an appraisal, and they will give you usually 75-80% of the value. So if you've improved the value over time through forced appreciation and natural appreciation, which means it gets more expensive over time, you can refinance and pay him completely off, or her, pay the lender completely off, and now you're in on a property for nothing. Number 3, and this one is one of my favorites. Number 3, the more I invest in real estate and the more I realize I don't have time to do as much as I would like. So partnerships come into play there. And basically what I'm looking for is a senior investor, someone who's invested a lot and bought hundreds of homes and sold hundreds of homes, is I'm looking for people to bring me deals. The hardest part of investing in real estate is finding the deal. If someone can come in, bring me the deal, and say it's an 80% of value, I can go into business with them just by bringing the money. I can pay them for it, one. They can become a partner, two. So we can come in and say they find me a property and say there's $30,000 in equity and I need at least $20,000 for this deal to work. I can immediately give them $10,000 in equity just for finding the property. So they get to be a part of the upside of appreciation. They get to be a part of the cash flow. And most importantly, they get to be a part of a senior investor, someone with very much experience, that they can come in, watch them do it, watch how they do it, ask them questions, see how they think, so it can benefit them much greater going into the future when they're finding their own investments. One mistake I see a lot of investors make is they want to keep everything themselves. But I want to ask you would you rather have 50% of a watermelon or 100% of a grape? It is a long play. How can I accumulate more properties that are going to pay me more money, that someone else is paying down, that the bank is going to loan me money on? That's the question you need to ask yourself. And there's a lot of different strategies you can do to get into properties with zero down. The three that I gave you are three that I've used in the past, but I want you to understand, just because you can work one of these deals out, it doesn't mean it's a great deal. You need to trust with someone who does this for a living, someone who has experience. You need to do your due diligence. Make sure it's a good house. Make sure they own the house. Make sure everything comes into play, that you understand that this is going to be a good purchase and you have the solution of the problem that the current seller has that you can do to make this profitable. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe and click the video that you see now, and that's going to explain how to get into real estate investing for beginners, and I hope you have a great day.